Well, hi, everyone. This is the Brad Free Report for August 17th, Saturday at Del Mar. It's one of the big ones of summer, the Pacific Classic, one of three graded stakes races on the Saturday card, along with the Grade 1 Del Mar Oaks for three-year-old fillies on grass, and the Grade 2 Del Mar Handicap, kind of a mishmash bunch of turf marathoners going a mile and 3/8. Do you remember once upon a time when the Pacific Classic was a gold mine for Longshot Winners? It wasn't that long ago. Let's go ahead and take a look at the list of Longshot Winners in the Pacific Classic. And the most recent upsetter, well, it was Richard's Kid back in 2009. $50.80. He prepped in the mile-and-a-half Cougar. I wonder if Beachview this year might follow in Richard's Kid's footsteps. How about in 2007, Student Council? He went a mile and a quarter in 2:07 and 1, and it was fast enough to win. That was on the synthetic surface that played very slow. Lava Man completely misfired that day, and Student Council sprang an upset. Borrego in 2005, the pace was fast, and he was an opportunistic late runner. Came along and scored at $24. Came home, a three-year-old facing older. No three-year-olds this year in the Pacific Classic. 1996, Dare and Go, he paid $81. He probably should have paid $12 to $14, but Cigar, who at that time had won 16 in a row, was 1 to 10. Dare and Go sprang the upset. And Missionary Ridge, he was up in class off a loss, one of my favorite angles, one of 6 Pacific Classic winners trained by Bobby Frankel. Those are the list of the 6 Longshot winners in the Pacific Classic. 2009, you have to go back a ways to find the most recent Longshot winner, and the last 5 years, well, it's been a chalk player's dream. In fact, let's take a look at the most recent 5 winners. Last year collected $8 as the second favorite. Before that, California Chrome, Even Money, Beholder, 2 to 1. She won by the length of the grandstand. Shared Belief, a 3-year-old facing older. I think he was 3 then. Anyway, Shared Belief was the even money favorite in Game On Dude. So the last 5 years, very formful. Collected probably should have been the favorite last year, but Arrogate still had a lot of supporters. Overall in the Pacific Classic, favorites 8 for 27. But the last 5 years, it has been, well, extremely formful. As for 2018, I wonder, is it more of the same? Probably. Let's take a look at the list of the 8 starters in the Pacific Classic. It's race number 10 on Saturday at Del Mar. The race goes at 6:43 Pacific time. And the favorite is number 5, Accelerate. All he has done this year is emerge as the top handicap horse in the country with a win in the Santa Anita Handicap in March, a win in the Gold Cup in May. This will be his first start in 3 months. He skipped the San Diego when John Sadler and Ronus Racing had another good one in the field, horse by the name of Catalina Cruiser, who's on the cusp of making a big name for himself. But for right now, Accelerate still is at the top of the handicap division. Let's take a look at his most recent start. It was 3 months ago in the Gold Cup at Santa Anita, and Accelerate a little wide off the turn. That's Victor Espinoza in the irons. He let Accelerate float out there, no big deal. And he ran away to win by more than 4 lengths, leaving Dr. Door and City of Light basically reeling. He earned a 111 Beyer speed figure. That's the top figure of his career. And Accelerate, he's expected to do exactly what he did 3 months ago on Saturday in the Pacific Classic. Joel Rosario takes over for Victor Espinoza. I don't see any reason why Accelerate should be considered vulnerable. He trains well. He loves the Del Mar surface. 3 wins already over this track. And again, he skipped the San Diego to point specifically for this. So it looks like Accelerate's race to win or lose. But there are a couple of upset candidates in here, including a horse that could make an easy lead. Well, I don't know if an easy lead, but he should make the lead. And that's number 2, Dr. Door, who is not a confirmed starter until early this week when trainer Bob Baffert, who has won the Pacific Classic 5 times already. Baffert liked how Dr. Door trained. He had a 6-furlong workout early this week. And Dr. Door expected to set the pace in the Pacific Classic. Now, I know there's an old saying. I think it was Jim Quinn might have been the first one to utter it. And he said, at a mile and 1/4, class laughs at pace. The point is, maybe pace is a little bit less of a key factor, except in 1 1/4 mile races, class is what matters. But Dr. Door potentially loose on the lead for a guy who's won this race 5 times. And let's go ahead and look at the tape of the most recent win by Dr. Door. It was in the Californian early this year, and he pressed the pace in this race, took over turning for home, and it was all over. This was Dr. Door at Santa Anita back in April, winning for fun. Now, since then, his career hasn't really blossomed. He finished second in the Gold Cup. He misfired in the Suburban, second again in the San Diego, won by Catalina Cruiser. But if Baffert thinks this horse is good right now, I think you have to respect the trainer and respect the horse. Dr. Door, potentially loose on the lead. We'll find out if he can go 1.25 miles. My gut feeling is it's a little bit too far for him, but you can't second guess Baffert or the power of speed, regardless of whether class does reign superior in 1.25 mile races. Okay, there's an up-and-comer in this race, and if he is 15-1, I will be all over him in exacta boxes with the favorite, Accelerate. And I'm referring to number 6, Beach View. He switched from grass to dirt last time out, and as we roll the tape on his most recent win in the Cougar, watch Beach View cutting the corners closest to the rail under Rafael Bejarano. And Beach View, boy, did he win big. He won by nearly 5 lengths. Now, that's Opportunity on the far outside, who probably has lost a step. But Beach View, this was a career best effort by a lightly raced 5-year-old, only the 10th start of his career. Beach View will try to follow in the footsteps of Richard's Kid, who upset the Pacific Classic in 09 and 010 after prepping in the Cougar. So Beach View is, I picked him second. I will be playing him underneath in the exactas with Accelerate. I don't see any reason to bet against Accelerate except for the fact that his odds are going to be relatively short. So my top 3, Accelerate over Beach View, over Dr. Door. And I also respect Baffert's other starter. That would be number 4, Roman Rosso, who's making his first start in 5 months, first start in North America, a Group 1 winner from South America. So Beach View will be the key for me, but I really believe that Accelerate is going to be very tough to beat in race number 10, the Pacific Classic. Earlier on the card in race number 8, it's the Del Mar Oaks. And do you remember once upon a time when the Del Mar Oaks and the 3-year-old filly division in California was headed by the likes of Flawlessly, Hollywood Wildcat, Twice the Vice? That was back when the grass divisions in California actually had some strength. Well, those days are gone, and the power is now shifted to the East and Midwest. And as we take a look at the most recent Del Mar Oaks winners since 2011, horses that last race in the East or Midwest, how about this? 5 for 14. Meanwhile, horses that have been based in California. Now, this is a small sample since 2011. California runners, only 2 for 49, and no European import has won this race in the last 6 years anyway. So that's a short, small sample, but I think what it does is indicate that there's been a shift from the West Coast to the East Coast in terms of strength in the grass division, and I don't see any reason why that should change this week. I'm a little disappointed that the only true shipper in the field is listed as the 7-2 favorite. I thought I was being a wise guy picking number 7, Colonia, on top. Here's a look at the field. It's a field of 12 going 1 1/8 on grass, and number 7, Colonia, off a big U.S. debut in the Hatu Stakes at Arlington Park. She won convincingly. She stormed home from last to first to win going away. Now trained by Graham Motion. Joel Rosario, he could have a big day on Saturday at Del Mar. He picks up the mount on Colonia. I think that Colonia is the most probable winner. I'm not real thrilled about 7-2, and maybe one of the locals will spring a mild upset. And the best local has to be the filly that finished second last time out in the Grade 2 San Clemente, and that's Ollie's Candy. She broke from the far outside post. The race was won by the pace setter, War Heroine, and Ollie's Candy stormed from far back to miss by a neck. That was going 1 mile. She has fired every single start for a trainer that's on a roll, Bill Morey. So Ollie's Candy, my second choice. And as for a potential upsetter, and I think this filly might slip through the cracks, Fatal Bear. She finished 6th last time out in the Belmont Oaks. Before that, her saddle slipped. But 3 starts back in the Grade 3 Providencia, Fatal Bear, she burst forth to win by more than a length. She blew past Miss Bad Behavior and paved This is Fatale Bear in the first start of her season back in April. She had some bad luck since then. Her saddle slipped and she was overmatched in the Belmont Oaks. But this is Fatale Bear when she is on her game, and she was definitely on her game in the Providencia. She'll try to return to form, and I have a feeling based on a couple of kind of subpar running lines, her odds potentially could drift up. As for Paved, I've been seeing a lot of love out there for Paved. I personally don't get it. I think she's a good filly, but I think that's all she is. Maybe she'll benefit by the 1 1/8 distance. But I like the shipper, Colonia, and if she doesn't fire, well, then I like the locally based Ollie's Candy with maybe Fatale Bear to possibly spring an upset, and I want her odds to go up from 6 to 1. Okay, race number 6 on Saturday is the Grade 2 Del Mar Handicap, and boy, this turf division in California leaves a lot to be desired. A field of 12 will go 1 3/8, and here's the deal. The favorite, number 6, It's in the Post, coming off a bad race and running back over a course on which he has never won, and he has tried it 10 times. Now, It's in the Post is the best horse in this race. He's a 7-time graded stakes winner, but he ran poorly last time out. He has never won at Del Mar, and I think there are certainly questions with regards to It's in the Post. Now, the distance plays to his benefit. He raced 1 1/8 last time out, perhaps shorter than he prefers. And if It's in the Post can return to form, he can win. But in a mishmash bunch of older grass marathon horses, I'll take a new shooter. And number 11, Cashman, listed at 8 to 1. He won last month in Germany. His European form is just okay. And Cashman, he'll be making his U.S. debut for trainer Neil Drysdale and Team Valor. Team Valor, when they bring a horse from overseas to run in a graded stakes in the U.S., they have done their homework. And Cashman finds a relatively easy spot for a grade 2 to make his U.S. debut. So I'm going to be wagering on Cashman at 8 to 1 in the Del Mar Handicap. And maybe It's in the Post returns to form and beats him. In the Pacific Classic, it's Accelerate and Beachview. In the Del Mar Oaks, Colonia and Ollie's Candy. And once again, in the Del Mar Handicap, I'm taking a shot with an 8 to 1 price on top. That's Cashman. I'm Brad Free. Talk to you soon.